Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the series. Today, I'm joined with Steve Maguire. How are you, Stephen?
I'm very well, thank you, Tom.
That's the way. That's the way. Welcome back to everyone. Thank you very much for liking, commenting, and subscribing on our videos. It means so much to us, so appreciate that. The series so far, we've looked at a lot of the diagram types that come with a UML inside Enterprise Architect, and now we're continuing on through the user interface of EA. And today, Stephen, I believe we're looking at portals.
That's right, Tom. We are going to look at portals, which are a very useful way to access parts of the repository. The portals window is over here. I've got it tucked away there, so it's hidden away, and I've got an auto hide on, Tom, so that when I roll back out, it goes away. I can also access the portals both from the Start ribbon and the Explore panel, and you can see here we've got these various options here which are part of the portal window. So I prefer to use this panel over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right mouse click on the top of this one and turn the auto hide off. So when I'm working, I usually have auto hide on, which tucks it away out of the way and gives me more canvas space for my diagram work. So I have got the properties window here as well. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. Let's have a look at some of the portals. So if I drop down this list here, we can see we've got a number of different portals: recent places, workspaces, perspectives, windows, extend, execute, guidebook, and learning. Now we have touched on a couple of these before. This one particularly is my favorite, this recent places. It shows me what I have been looking at recently. And there's the current diagram is home there, which is the diagram that we've currently got open, which is part of our navigation. I've been looking at the class model, and I can just click on these guys here, and it's going to bring those up, which is really, really useful. I can also, you see now the current diagrams are listed under here that we've looked at some diagrams and we've got those ones open. I'm going to collapse that little one there for a minute and look at recent diagrams there. And so they're the recent diagrams that I've looked at. These ones were the current ones. And so I did look at a requirements and use case diagram some time ago. And so that one is listed there. I can also look at documents. So we've got documents here that I've looked at recently, and also recent files, Tom. So I'm just going to double click on this guy here, and you can see that what's happened is that it's opened up a file editor, which is an inbuilt editor inside Enterprise Architect for managing files. Now, in this case, for those that don't come from a technical background, this is a JSON file, which is a messaging sort of format that allows information to be exchanged between applications or parts of an application. And you can see here that we've got the kind of things that we would want in our parking meter: operating hours, holidays that are listed there, the zone information. So we've got, different types of zone: a downtown core and a business district. We've got, some violation information, and I can edit that file quite easily and look at these different parts. But that's not our main focus today. We just wanted to show you that. These documents that are listed here, if in a previous video, we looked at the resources tab, and we looked at the fact that there are a number of different things in the resources tab, and one of them is the documents. So these documents here, the data retention policy, an important one these days, Tom, with the emphasis on protecting people's data and making sure that organizations don't retain data unnecessarily. And so let's open that up, and you can see here, and I'll go into my wide mode. I'm just going to do something else here with my workspaces, and I'll go into this mode here so I can see that. And I will tuck my portals window away, and you can see this document comes up. So really, really useful. And if you didn't know, Enterprise Architect isn't just a tool for drawing diagrams. You can create documents in here, and all sorts of other artifacts other than just diagrams and elements.
Edit code files too, by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So It's very powerful. I can obviously I can save those documents out of the system, but they're actually stored, as you saw, inside Enterprise Architect. Let's go back to our portals window though and explore a few more things. So what we were looking at before was recent places. So that was useful. Now we have had a look at workspaces, which is another portal, and this is useful if I'm doing a diagram here. Let's look at our class model there. I'm going to close all except the class model. So that's going to close all the other open tabs. And there we have that. I'm going to put my portals window back out. Remember, I can turn the auto hide off. I've got that now. And I might want to say, look, I want to look at a core modeling, right, which changes the workspace layout and changes some of the windows. I might be a use case modeler, and I can do that. And now it's opened up this window here, which has got scenarios and constraints and requirements on it. So the workspaces are the layout of the windows in particular format that's useful for a particular task, like use case modeling. So we are able to create our own workspaces as well, Tom, and this is one that we created earlier, and that's, that then brings up this wide view. And if I go back to the back here to the start ribbon, I can see the workspaces there, and I can save the current workspace and give that a name. I look at my workspaces, and there's my own workspace layout there. So let's close this builder here for a minute. And so that's the useful thing with workspaces. Now the other thing here is perspectives, and these are particular kind of views of the features of the tool which focus in on a particular aspect of what we're doing. So imagine that we're a strategy modeler, and we might want to do mind mapping or strategy or risk management. We could be a UX designer. We might want to do wireframes and interaction models. So if I click on this guy here, we can see now that this wireframing thing adds up. Now we've got a whole lot of patterns. We haven't talked about patterns yet, but this is a prefab pattern here with examples which I can inject into my model, and it's giving me pre-built diagrams that I can put into my model and use myself.
So Stephen, throughout all of our videos, the first thing you've done every time is set our perspective from the drop-down menu up the top. Is this the similar thing? So by clicking on this, you're setting that perspective, and so it's just another way of doing what we've been doing all along?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. Because we hadn't talked about the portals window to this point, this was the place that I went to set those up. But if you were working in the portals window, you're exactly right. When I choose a perspective in the portals window, it also, as you can see, changes that perspective up there. And the big take-home message about this is Enterprise Architect is a tool for all seasons, for all disciplines. It has got an immense amount of functionality, and it's been a design decision to keep all that functionality in the tool, because it allows someone who's doing some business analysis to do a mind mapping diagram, which is a strategy diagram, or to look at a particular database. Business analysts sometimes need to look at the field length of a particular column in a database, and they're able to do that. So the tool has all this functionality, but the perspective feature allows you to focus in on the thing that you're interested in at the moment. And as I said in a previous video, Tom, I work across a number of different disciplines, right from strategy right down to the nuts and bolts of things. And I'm sure many of our listeners are probably the same. They have more than one role. They may have 2 or 3 roles. And during the day, during a week, you can change perspectives and focus on the thing that you're doing at a particular time, and kind of reduce the noise or the interference from other tool features.
The advantage I see of the portals from what you've shown so far is that if you are swapping roles pretty quickly, you could use the portals window to set your perspective, your workspace layout, and pull up recent diagrams in the matter of a couple of clicks. So instead of sort of running around EA to find the various bits and bobs, it's all in one place for you.
Yeah, that's a good observation, Tom, and that's why I like this window, the portal so much, because, like you said, it is all in one place. Let's continue our look at that. We've looked at recent places, workspaces, perspectives, windows. So these are the windows that you do your work in. So we've got our project browser, we've got the focus window there, and so that's come up there as a window that's docked into that place. I can just close that if I want to, but I can open up any of the windows there from, from the Explore windows, the Properties windows. You see that notes are there, tag values, properties, diagram filters and things. Now, these things, as you observed before, Tom, they're available in another place. And if you remember from the Start ribbon and the All Windows panel, we have these icons, the Design icon, and those windows are listed there. The Properties one, they're listed there. So as you stated before, this is a kind of convenient place to come and get, all things set up. So you may have set up your workspace, then you might think, well, I actually need another window. So you could open it from this portal. Let's take a little bit more. The Extend portal. This is, I guess, this is more advanced kind of features of Enterprise Architect. There are many occasions now with all applications that I'm working on, almost all applications, seem to have a geospatial component. Social media things, they need to know where you are. Location information that people are wanting to find about where a particular facility in a city is. There are so many different things. Even our parking meter system uses geospatial information. So here we've got generate GML application schema. So this GML application schema is all about location, and we've got all sorts of different things there. We've got an ArcGIS model again, which is from the geospatial world, and lots of other options here with NEAM and Archimate, generate in model exchange. So very powerful that, but probably for the more advanced of the users. The execute one, again, is something for developers. We've got all sorts of features there for simulation, for debugging, for execution analysis, but that's really the topic for another video, Tom. The features for the developer are very profound and extensive in Enterprise Architect, and they can be accessed from the portal. The guidebook here, another useful thing. We've got here a set of guidebooks. Now, one thing that comes up quite a lot is Enterprise Architect has a great ability to integrate to all sorts of other tools. So it's not just a tool that stands by itself. It communicates and integrates with all sorts of other tools. Now, if I click on this one here, what's happened is that it's popped up in a browser, and I'm just going to drag that onto the screen. And we'll look at that. Tick. So this is, I just bring that onto the other screen here. And this is a paper that's written about integrating with external providers. So, useful thing there. We can see the types of applications that Enterprise Architect integrates with, and there's a full range, and there's almost 30 or more: SharePoint and Salesforce and Autodesk, ServiceNow. So that information, what we're showing here, is available from this guidebook, and you can see how many different guidebooks there are. There are things on project management and publishing and simulation, Kanban features. So we can.
That's pretty handy then. So instead of just looking at the help file on the web, they've given us guidebooks that we could probably download and print out if we want to, or put onto our readers if we need to catch up, or read it off site. That's quite useful.
Yeah, it is, Tom, and the usefulness of that, or being so close to the user, is sometimes people forget to go and look at the help system, or want to get information about something, and here it is right close to you there with just a single click, and you can bring those up. And there are a full range of them. You can see that there are lots and lots of different guidebooks. And the other one is learning. So that's a similar kind of thing. We've got quick keyboard shortcuts. Now this is again one of my favorites, because this is a real productivity feature of Enterprise Architect. So this has brought up the help system, but it goes through all of the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts, for getting access to things really quickly. So we've looked at this a bit before. We looked in one other video at Alt-G, which is finding elements, locate the element in the project browser. So if I've got an element I've got located in a diagram. I want to find out where it is in the browser window. I can do that. And I'll just, demonstrate that, Tom. If I go to my class model and go, parking meter there, and I'll just go back into use my portal window again to get back into my workspaces. And I'm going to go core modeling there. And you see that brings up the browser. But, there are lots of things in the browser at the moment. And, I may not know where this one's located. So I'll look at the parking meter and I'll hit Alt-G on my keyboard. And there it's found it in the project browser. So very, very useful, that particular feature. So the portals window, in summary, Tom, think about it as accessing particular parts of the application. You're looking through like a portal on a ship at particular parts of the application, recent places and workspaces, all combined together in a single place.
No, it sounds awesome. Thank you, Stephen. And yeah, quick access to that help and other things as well is very, very useful. Well, thank you very much for that, Stephen. Thank you very much for watching the video today on portals. We will join you all again tomorrow for our next video. Have a good night, Stephen. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom. Look forward to it.